Let me have your attention, please. Thank you guys so very much, and I apologize for the delay. As the soon-to-be enlisted folks will understand that sometimes we hurry up and wait just for a quick second. But if you do not know, I am Assistant Principal Strickland. I was a Marine 80 pounds ago. And even though that running and exercise isn't one of the things that stuck with me in the Marine Corps, what did is it transformed how I saw myself. It made me a different man. It made me a better person. It helped me understand the world that we live in and the freedoms that we have. And these young men and women up here have decided to step into that tradition, have decided to stand up in a gap that many have not. They've decided to follow a tradition laid before them and accept the challenge and the honor and the sacrifice to enter our armed services. So at this time, we're going to be honoring those that are about to enlist. First up, we have Miss Jordan Mund with the University of North Georgia.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Jordan Mund, and I am the Associate Director of Cadet Recruiting at the University of North Georgia. For over 152 years, our Corps of Cadets has produced exceptional leaders of character. Our cadets step up to be part of something bigger than themselves to service those around them. In today's world, that is quite hard to find. The Georgia Military Service Scholarship is a full-ride scholarship given to 42 incredible students wanting to be leaders and become officers in the Georgia Army National Guard after their time as a cadet at UNG. It is worth over $85,000 over a 4-year period. The young man I'm presenting this scholarship to today is beyond deserving for his leadership, character, and commitment to his country. It is my honor to present the Georgia Military Service Scholarship to Thomas Terry, who will be going through MEPS and enlisting in the Georgia Army National Guard later this summer.
And next, we have Sergeant Figueroa with the Army National Guard.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sergeant Alan Figueroa with the Georgia Army National Guard. I'm accompanied here by my boss, Sergeant First Class Banquez. I'm sure you guys have seen us walking around here pretty often over the last few months. I know some of you guys are wondering what the Georgia Army National Guard is. I know I didn't know about them whenever I was in your shoes many years ago. But the Georgia Army National Guard is a unique part-time military force with a full-time impact. We serve both our state and our country. When a natural disaster strikes in the area, it's the Georgia Army National Guard that responds to help give relief to the citizens affected. And when our country needs us overseas, we also answer that call and deploy whenever our president needs us. These young people over here, they just enlisted in the Georgia Army National Guard recently and will actually be going to training here in the near future. I would like to introduce Angel Torres, Caden Vega, Ashley Reese, and Deja Jackson. I would like to point out that Ashley Reese and Deja Jackson are juniors currently. They will be going to basic training in the summer and then coming back to start their senior year, all while serving in the Georgia Army National Guard. So they have taken a big commitment that not many people their age has done so. So at this time, in front of them, they have two of the most important forms that they'll probably sign in their military careers. One is the Oath of Enlistment, and two is the Soldier's Creed. At this time, I would like all of you guys to please sign your forms. All right, at this time, let's give these people a round of applause, please. I would now like to introduce Second Lieutenant Samples. He is a current member of the Georgia Army National Guard and a teacher at North Murray. He will be the one conducting the oath of enlistment.
At this time, I have the privilege of introducing Sergeant Philly from United States Marine Corps. Hoorah!
Whoa. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sergeant Philly with the United States Marines. And today is very special. It's special for many reasons. For one, not saying my age or anything, but I graduated high school 10 years ago this coming June. And my school did not give us the opportunity to be recognized for military service. So this is super special for me and for you guys and for the families to be a part of this. And from a second generation Marine, I've been on both sides of the ball. So for the families who are nervous about their child's adventure in the future and all of that, it's super special, it's super rewarding, and you couldn't be more prouder of them regardless of the branch that they chose. And for the first person I'd like to recognize today is Nicholas Carter. You can come up here, Nick. So, Nicholas Carter made his commitment back in December, and further talking, he's decided that he wants to enter in the infantry in the Marine Corps. And for his boot camp date, he will be going to boot camp in August 26th of 2025, and that's where he will step on the yellow footprints that not many people get to step on and start his adventure and the training portion of earning his title as a United States Marine. Finish your particular. For this next individual that I'd like to recognize, her name is Macy Johnson. You can come up here, Macy. So Macy hasn't quite finished her process yet, but she is starting it and should finish it by the end of this month. But we at least wanted to recognize her for her verbal commitment and the initial process of her starting to earn her chance at earning the title United States Marine. And as soon as she completes her process, we'll be super excited for you and ready to see what you do. Now I'd like to bring up Major Thomas Fisher. He is the Recruiting Station Atlanta Commanding Officer. Thank you.
It is now my privilege to introduce Quartermaster Young from the United States Navy.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Keon One Young. I'm here to represent my three future sailors. I know most of y'all probably see me here pretty much every day. I'm always here. I love the school. But I'm here to recognize my three future sailors. I have Jimmy Wynn, Henry, and Orlinder. Jimmy signed up as a nuke, so he's going as a nuke specialist. He'll be leaving in 2 months to go to North Chicago, all three of them, for boot camp. Henry, he signed up as a engineman, saying he'll be going to North Chicago. And Herlinda, she's a gunner's mate. All three of them, they really love to travel. They want to travel. One of the main reasons why they joined on top of the college. So I'm very proud of them. Just like Marines, when I went to high school, I never got to do this, so it's kind of special, very special. But I appreciate North Murray for doing this. Directly in front of you are your oath of enlistment. If you could go ahead and sign it for me, please. Only got one pen. I would like to welcome Commander Strickland for our oath of enlistment. Thank you, sir.
It is now my privilege to introduce Tech Sergeant Bratton with the United States Air Force.
Good afternoon. My name is Tech Sergeant Bratton, United States Air Force. There's many opportunities and reasons why to join the United States Air Force. The one that pertains to them is they want to do the education side of it. So both of them are accepted to the Community College of the Air Force under a Criminal Justice Associate's degree, along with 2 different scholarships: Air Force Tuition Assistance, which is $4,500 a year, take you up to a master's degree. The other one is a GI Bill, which is $86,000, I think, for the school. These 2 are great individuals, and in front of you right now is a contract for your enlistment. You want to go ahead and sign that? Anari and Perla, if you go ahead and stand, doing your oath of enlistment will be Commander Strickland.
It has been our honor and privilege to recognize these men and women as they decide to take that next step and enter into service, protecting our freedom. So if at this time, if we can go ahead and stand up and give them a round of applause. I'm sure there are those of you that would like pictures with your newly enlisted personnel. So if you would, at this time, you can do that. Thank you so much for coming to our enlistment ceremony.